You want to know how your eyes work. That sounds like a pretty good question to me. So let's have a little think about what our eyes are made of and the shape of them. Now, we don't really think about our eyes an awful lot. We kind of take them for granted. But actually, they're pretty big things inside your head. Your eyes sit in two spaces inside your skull called your eye sockets. These spaces here. And actually, if you feel your eye sockets, the bony bits around here, you can feel that they're actually pretty big holes. Your eyes are really quite big things back there, but we only see a tiny bit of them that poke out between our eyelids. So we tend to think that our eyes are responsible for seeing, but actually they don't do any of the seeing at all. All of the seeing happens inside your brain. Remember when we spoke about your brain being an important part of you and how it's the boss? Well, it also has to do all the thinking for your body, and it has to control all the information that comes into it. Now, one of the ways that information comes into your brain is through your eyes. And we see things because light bounces off things and then bounces back and is captured by our eyes. And our brain then looks at that light that's bounced into our eyes and decides what it means. So there's a number of bits of your eyes that we need to know about. But the really important bits that we need to know about are the coloured ring in the centre and then the black spot right in the middle. Now that black spot is called the pupil. And sometimes some people tend to think that it is literally a black circle, but it's not. It's a hole in your eye that goes right the way back to the back of your eye inside your head. The coloured ring around your pupil is called your iris, and it's got a really important job. Your iris is made up of muscles, and by squeezing and relaxing, your iris can decide how big or how small your pupils are. So the bigger your pupil gets, the more light can shine into your eyes and the better you'll see. But also, if you go out into some very bright light and you get too much light, your iris can make your pupil go much smaller and reduce the amount of light that comes in and make that easier to see too. This is what happens if you've ever been to the cinema during the day. You come out of the cinema, you've been in a really dark room, your pupils have got really big to try and take in as much light as they can, and then you go out into the sunlight. And you know that feeling when you go out into the sunlight from the cinema and you have to squint your eyes or screw up your face? It's because there's too much light getting in and your eyes are trying to squeeze your pupils down smaller so that you don't get so much light in, you don't get dazzled. Now right at the back of your eye is a really, really special part. It's called your optic nerve. And your optic nerve is the part of your eye that connects directly to your brain, and it carries all the information back and forth between your eyes and your brain, and it helps us make sense of what we're seeing. So to recap then, our eyes are connected directly to our brain, and the really important parts of our eyes are the pupil, which allows light to shine in, and the iris, which controls how much light gets in by making the pupil larger or smaller. There's an experiment that you guys can do in the classroom. If you get somebody to close their eyes for a little while and then open them in a bright room, you'll see their pupils have been big while their eyes are closed, and you'll see their pupils very quickly shrink down. Have a little go and let me know how you get on.